All right, you're live. Today we got a subject to deal. I like looking at these deals because they take really little bit of a time, not that much time at all. So, 60 Crooked Branch Way, St. Augustine, Florida, 32084. This is a 2-bed, 3-bath, 1109 square feet. Total purchase price is going to be 268,997.42. Mortgage balance 245, 395, 4.25% interest rate. You need $23,601 to cash close. TCP service and setup included. HOA 332 per quarter, so we'll divide that by month. So let's get these numbers in here. All right, let's get these numbers in here. I'll put this all the way to the side. For those of you that are on Instagram, feel free to look at the full screen version right over at youtube.com/@Kent_HG268997. For my loan, come right over here to K6. Mortgage balance 245, 395, 155. And you don't need to get the exact original balance, right? Because you just got to back into the amount. So it doesn't matter what the dates are. We just got to know what the total PITI is, okay? PI is 1861, 1822.65, just principal interest. Where's the taxes insurance? 1822, there we go. All right, so we're going to go to the property tax section. And we're going to see in B28, we're going to do 1822.65 minus the subto principal minus the interest. Oh, there's a third loan here, so let's zero that out just in case there's any issues. We'll zero that out. Zero. There's no underlying loan. And that's going to be $650 for my escrow and my insurance number, assuming that's what it is right now. I'm going to add $30 more for insurance just because it's going up every single year. And honestly, it might be even more than that, but that's okay. So this is a 1109 square feet. I don't think I really need to do much to this property. Let's look at a condition of the home really quick. Yeah, it looks pretty modern for the most part. I might put aside some money to paint half the home only. That's probably all I'm going to do. So if the property is 1109 square feet, I'm going to come into this painting section. You go to 1109 divided by 2 at $3 a square foot. That's $1664. I always set aside some money for landscaping just in case. $1,500 for a roof. Actually, there shouldn't be any roof. There should not. If it's an HOA, the roof should be covered as a common area. So that should be all set. I got 3 high pressure flush toilets in here, and that's pretty much all I need to have from our rehab. That comes up to about $4,000, which is not bad at all. And that's just probably just in case there's something that pops up that we don't know anything about. Next thing, now that I got my purchase price and I got my loan in here, I need to put in my entry fee. So I got total number 23601.87 for the entry fee. I'm gonna zero this out. I got 2.5% for closing costs. I got my renovations right here. So the next thing I need to do is get the rents. Okay. Now, in order to get the rents, we're going to look up 2 areas. The first one we're going to look up is the fair market rent. To get the fair market rents, we'll go to HUD FMR. Click on the first link in the Google search. Click Access Small Area FMRs. Look up FY 2024 FMRs. Go to Florida. And what county is this? County. St. Johns County. Okay, St. Johns County. Let's see if we can find that right here. St. Johns County. Boom. All right. So now I'm going to get my rent ceiling by bedroom count by zip code in 32084. 32084. It says that a 2-bedroom rent ceiling is going to be $1,510 and a 3-bedroom is $1,910. Because it's a condo, chances are we're not going to have more space because it's probably attached to it. You don't really have much. So at $1,510, that is your rent ceiling for a Section 8. And $1,910 is going to be a 3-bed. Update this 32084. That's a 3-bed. And this is a 2-bed. The 2-bed is what we want to know for our rents here because it's a 2-bedroom. I'm not going to get the rents for a 3-bedroom, so I'm going to zero this out. And when I go to affordablehousing.com and I go to the owner section and I go to the market rent estimator, I'm going to plug in the address, I'm going to plug in the bedroom count, and that's going to get me to an average rent of $1,890 for a 2-bed. $1,890. 0.90, and that's for 25 units within a 0.96 mile radius, so relatively small radius. 2018 is average rent for a county, 2009 for the city, and 1853. So this feels pretty reasonable assumptions here. You're not like too far-fetched or anything. So assuming we'll get 1890, right? And the reason I'm going 1890 instead of 1510 is that there's such a big difference, and you're probably going to lose money renting out 1510. So the automatic doesn't really work for Section 8. So if you try to do 1890, now you're trying to figure out how much money am I losing every single month, right? So after you set aside 10% of your maintenance every single month, right? Because you're going to have some big replacements, such as a water heater, unless it's covered, right? In that case, you might be able to go lower, right? You might be able to go 8% because your roof should be covered by your HOA, right? Depending on whether or not there is a common water heater, it might be covered by you, or if you have your own water heater, it doesn't matter. So just because I don't have to pay for a roof, I'm gonna take off about 2% roughly, and HOA is 332 per quarter, so I'm gonna do equals 332 divided by 3. So there's 3 months in a quarter, and I'm putting in 10% for property management, 5% for vacancy. So as a 2-bedroom, if I rent this property out for $1890, which is what the market rent is indicating on affordablehousing.com, without doing any further details, I'll be losing $508 a month on this deal. That's a negative 17.6% return. And for me, that is not going to be a deal. That is not going to be a deal because you're losing money every single month. Now, if you were to say, hey, I'm trying to live in the property, I'm trying to live in Florida, and you have different circumstances, that might be a deal for you as a prime resident. But for me, it is not, and I'm going to leave the scenario as is, and that's how I wrote the deal, right? Obviously, this is not investment advice. I'm not soliciting any investments on this call. If you are local and maybe you think the area is going to continue going up and up and up, well, maybe you just want to break even. Or maybe you'd be willing to stomach $500 loss a month, right? Because sometimes you might not have those big maintenance items until later on, right? And you were trying to make high appreciation, even though that's a very speculative path and a very risky path, because it's very hard to underwrite for appreciation because that's just very market dependent and very heavily dependent on the cycles of the real estate market, and especially in your local market too. And with a insurance market in Florida that continues to go up and up and up every single year, that might keep your prices from going up too much more, because your affordability also includes your property taxes and your insurance costs. And if your insurance costs continue to skyrocket, that's going to be a tough monthly payment for a new buyer to stomach if you're trying to sell back to a prime residence property. So that's it for today, everybody. This was day 280. I hope you all are able to copy my homework. And that, what I mean by that, go to affordablehousing.io. If you go to affordablehousing.io, you can click on Get Deal Analysis tool, plug in your information, you get a copy of the spreadsheet. Again, I didn't make the spreadsheet from scratch. I got it from other folks. I tweaked it, I modified it, I combined them, and that's how I'm able to analyze these deals quickly every single day. And that's what I do. This is how we practice. This is how we get better. And when we stay consistent with what we do every single day, that is how we become the best version of ourselves. So hope you all tune in again tomorrow for day 281. Hope you all have an amazing time with your family and friends today. It's Saturday, so enjoy it. I know it's a long weekend with July 4th holiday just behind us. So have an amazing day, everybody. I'll be back here again tomorrow for day 281. Have a good one.